This is a explanation video on the footprint of the Gunslinger comparatively to some other standard Boabs on the market. So as you can see, the Gunslinger is, about an inch and a half wider, inch and a half longer than these Boabs. And so initially when you look at this, it appears that the Gunslinger is bigger, and I'm here to tell you that it is. But there is a misconception about the footprint, which I'm going to demonstrate for you in terms of it being too bulky. Now we look at this comparison right here, and that's what the footprint looks like comparatively to some of these more popular Boabs that are on the market. But let's see what these look like when you have tools in them, and we'll see what the footprint is then. Let's re-examine the footprint when we have tools in it. Now in this Boab I have an 18-inch and a 12-inch, and over here I have a 20-inch and a 22-inch. Now they're loaded in there pretty much the same way, and if you look at the footprint now with the tools loaded in it, these Boabs are actually the same in terms of how wide they are when they have tools loaded in them. So let's just take a look. So we got a ruler here, and I was just going to say about the end of that handle is about 13 and a half, 13 and 3/4. Make sure I got it. And then over here we're going to do the same thing, put that right at the end of there, and now we're looking at 13. It's actually a little shorter with tools in it. So this is a visual misconception when you look at the Boab loaded, just initially without tools in it. And part of the reason why the footprint is the same and actually less when you have tools loaded in it with the Gunslinger is because the Gunslinger was designed to envelop all the tools, right? Whereas these plastic Boabs, they don't envelop the tools. The tools just stick out. There's only a little bit of real estate in here grabbing the channel, and some of them have little cutouts where the standard channels will fit in, drop in here a little bit better. Do the same thing with a side profile. So I loaded all the tools in the same direction in the Gunslinger, and I also loaded them in the same direction on this traditional Boab. And when you put them, it's kind of hard to do this here, even from a side profile, you can see that they're virtually identical in terms of the footprint once you get tools into the unit. I encourage anyone that has a Gunslinger to experiment with this themselves, since they can get a real time look in it. And again, the Gunslinger, I even have longer channels in here. This is a 22 and a 20, and this is only a 12 and an 18. So even from a vertical standpoint, if I switch those up, put the 20 and the 22 in here, they would be sticking up way up here, whereas in the Gunslinger, they're down here. So the footprint, bigger footprint is actually not a bigger footprint once you get the tools in it.